introduce you to Janos Hunyadi, I think is what this is. So this actually might be a player that... Okay, so bear with me. This was a guy that got banned recently, I'm fairly sure. And it was the... Let me think of what it was. It was that AMD user or whatever his name. His record looks extremely familiar to our friend. He's level 63. He has 100 nukes carried out. He has 1,000 battles. And he has a record like this. The guy we looked at last he was obsessed with the 040, right? He has other vehicles. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 premiums, which means if legitimately spent during the last sale, would be around 200 to 300 bucks in total vehicles. But knowing how these guys buy accounts like this, probably not. Or he's just obsessed and has nothing better to spend his money on, which a lot of them do. I also looked up his account on War Thunder's website. So if you think about it this way, about people who are obsessed with cheating. So as of recording, it is the 10th of January. Okay. This guy created his account on the 26th of December of this past month. So in 20-ish days, he's put in 1,000 battles. Which means he's sitting in a basement somewhere, cheating his butt off, doing this stuff constantly, and Gaijin's anti-cheat still hasn't resolved anything. So people can put in 1,000 battles in a small amount of time to effectively ruin the game for people who wanted to buy. So here's the... Okay, I don't understand this concept. Gaijin wants to encourage new players to play the game, right? That's the perfect thing. You want people to come into the game. You want people to join. You want people to do, populate the game. That's cool. That's a great way to think about that. However, if you let people start cheating the second they enter the game, wow, that's standard Leopard 1. If you allow let people do this, so like I said, he has 1,000 battles played, and he has probably 5,000 kills already in a 20-day period, roughly 25. Well, actually, no, it'd be like 16 or 17 days that he has over 1,000 battles already. So if you think about that, that's insane. He created the account 18 days ago or 17 days ago, and he is just blatantly this obvious cheating, and yet you think that encourages players to want to play longer if you don't do anything about it? All because Gaijin refuses to acknowledge that their game has a cheating problem, and I'm fairly sure they're going to delay BattlEye because of the performance it has, because the game performance is so terrible, and because they would have to notify BattlEye that they have Linux players in their game and Mac. Because I don't know, granted Mac, whatever, it's probably a really small percentage of the community, but I don't even know if BattlEye runs on Mac at all, like at all. So they might have to drop support entirely for Macs. But they would also have to, like I said, notify EAC that they have, Linux players. And yet we heard a bunch of stuff about BattlEye, them introducing it, and yet I opened the game today and it's still EAC. So, what's up with that? I have no idea. My guess is it's a delaying thing because it gives them no incentive to, push forward and actually implement the anti-cheat, because that would require Gaijin to actually do work. The funny thing about my account is that I unlocked the aerobatic smoke for the the New Year's Eve smoke. And yet, it wasn't unlocked on my account until I messaged Gaijin saying, hey, I unlocked this like ages ago, why don't I have it? So, we're still dealing with the fact that Gaijin can't resolve small matters like that with all these loot crate things. Also, loot crates, I spent like 50 million on them. I mean, not entirely worth it, to be honest, but I have extra money to burn, so I have no real reason to not spend the money on it. Someone called him out. But yeah, I mean, no one's going to report the guy. Gaijin won't do anything about it. They won't listen to anything when I talk to them about it because they refuse to acknowledge the problem at hand in the first place and refuse to implement an AD cheat that might actually help. Granted, I think BattleEye has really bad performance issues, so who knows when that'll be resolved. Probably never. So I'm going to leave this here. As always, if you have a player in question you want to leave to me, please try to follow the pinned comment below. And as always, I hope you have a good rest of your morning, day, evening, or night.